So, following the seafoam instructions, after a few days of sitting, I went to put another gallon of gas in the tank and to try and start it. I should have known I was in trouble when the fuel cap had gone all sticky. I freed that up a bit, then dumped the fuel in. It fired on the choke, then died a bit. Then I noticed the throttle had gone sticky again. And that was it. My diagnosis was all gummed up again. So I had a little cry about it. Then once I'd stopped sulking, I did what I always do, which is to make a list and then work through it. I checked the tank flow. I drained off some fuel from the tank just to see what colour it was. It looked red and a bit cloudy. I don't know if the cloudy bit was the seafoam. I've been fault finding on the reserve on the thinking that it needs to be a valid runner on the reserve. There's no point in having it run okay on the main only for it to fill the carbs up with junk and die if I'm in a situation where I'm needing the reserve. There's no fuel gauge on the bike, just a low fuel light. So I took the tank off and set about removing the carbs again. Sorry, I know my camera angle is rubbish, but space is limited is my excuse. I stripped the carbs, making an excellent job of filming the back of my head, and sure enough, they were full of the sticky gunge again.
Oh, sticky. Sticky.
So I stripped everything down, wiping away the sticky everywhere I could, and left the brass bits in a pot of carb cleaner overnight. I cleaned the spark plug and refitted it. I have a new one, but I don't want to put it in yet to get fouled up while I'm trying to work through this sticky situation. I treated it to an oil change and an air filter. The coolant will have to wait until the special Loctite 574 sealer for the drain plug arrives. I thought about using just normal thread lock, but figured they must have spec'd it for a reason. I checked the condition of the intake boots and cleaned the sticky off them as best I could. So then the question was, am I cleaning these carbs only to fill them up with the sticky gunge again? I'd rather not be doing that. So how do I manage that situation? I sat the tank back on the bike and left it to settle overnight. Then I came up with the idea of draining fuel from the tank and comparing the colour of the normal fuel flow to that on the reserve position. And there was a noticeable difference. The varnishy gloop seems to sit at the bottom. What colour should UK fuel be in a clear container was one of the questions going through my head. Did a bit of Googling, inconclusive. Am I just throwing good fuel away? How much fuel am I prepared to drain from the tank on the reserve in the hope that I don't just fill the carbs up with junk again? The answer was about 6 litres. So I rebuilt the carbs, cleaned and checked them to the best of my ability using a pin, an airline, and lots of carb cleaner. I can confirm that carb cleaner in the eyes is really painful. I chucked them back on and then sent it. After a bit of fiddling with the idle screw, I got it running okay. Ran it as long as I dare without being too much of an antisocial bar steward. Did 3 laps around the garden and then parked it. I let it cool down and then it fired straight up again. The bike was charging the battery just fine. So the cliffhanger now is, will it start in the morning? Or have I just stickied up the carbs again? Over and out.